Hey guys, this is Dennis, the founder of Think Hero.
And this is Roth, your straight up reviewer.
And this is our review of the series premiere of Caprica.
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. It was a really good series premiere, very strong, with a lot of good acting, good story.
Great story, great writing, great follow-up to, I mean, in the sense of follow-up project to BSG.
Yeah.
Follow back time-wise.
Yeah, it's not, if people are expecting to see BSG Part 2, this is not it.
No, this isn't BSG Part 2. I mean, it takes place well before, it takes place when Adama is a child, when Bill Adama is a child. So it's not the follow-up to it, and it is definitely laying the foundation for the war between the humans and the Cylons.
Yes.
I mean, we see the militarization of Cylons. We see the invention of the word Cylon,
And the AI that they're going to put into the Cylons.
Yeah, I mean, they've already got robots there, kind of little handy friend robots, but we see the invention of the metacognitive processor, which is eventually probably going to let them become self-aware. We see his daughter invent this holographic alter self who's a fully realized self on our own. I mean, these things are all going to come together and create Cylons. Yeah. Sort of, because the humanoid Cylons came from Earth, whatever. I mean, that's a little wonky to me, but okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it touches upon some of the same themes of Battlestar Galactica, but kind of in a different way. Yeah. In a different, from the ground up in terms of more about the invention of AI and technology, merging it with technology and the ethical implications of that.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's bringing up exactly that, and no one's, and it's so frustrating to watch, of course, because you're like, why are you not stopping to think about this? It also brings up the question, with Zoe, with the alternate Zoe, the holographic Zoe, once an entity is self-aware, if to destroy it is to kill it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it kind of brings up the question of what is it to be alive and human and all those things again.
The acting, I liked all the principal cast members. Eric Stoltz was good as Daniel Greystone. Yeah. I think there were certain points where I think he went a little over the top for me. Just especially in his arguments when he was arguing with Joseph Adama. Like, I felt like he got a little too Dr. Frankenstein there for me.
I really bought his character because I thought he was pushed to the edge. He lost his daughter in this horrible way, and he's a different person now. And he's a person that's he's used all of his genius to accumulate, things. And his business and his house and his beautiful wife and all these things that he has, But without his daughter, I mean, that becomes the only thing he really cares about is the idea that he could have her again. I bought it. I sort of liked that idea.
I really liked Usay Morales. He played Joseph Adama.
Yeah, I really liked him. I liked Zoe, too.
Yeah, Zoe. I did have the minor complaint about Zoe is that they made her look like, and then obviously with the name, like Zooey Deschanel. I mean, her dress and the way they did her hair and how dark it was, it really reminded me of Zooey Deschanel, and I just felt like with the name and the look, they could have done something a little bit different.
She kind of had that vibe to her, but I think that she has that independent spirit, free-thinking teenage girl vibe. And let's face it, you guys, if I was a teenage girl, this is the truth. This is just the truth about image in Hollywood. They would never cast this look as that. No, I would be her bitchy friend. Seriously. Because that's just the way they think about it. If you were the independent, free-thinking, cool teenage girl, you're definitely a freaking brunette. With dark eyes, that's really pretty, you know what I mean? But kind of like moody looking. Like Zoe. I mean, I love Zooey Deschanel, don't get me wrong, but they're playing into that idea. Yeah.
But she's still a good job.
I enjoyed her, and I thought it was the idea of this this organization, this kind of like underground religious organization that believes in the one God turning was an interesting idea.
Yeah, the Soldiers of One.
The Soldiers of One, but I didn't understand exactly yet why they would go so far as to be terrorists.
We're not sure yet. The Sister Clarice Willow, played by Polly Walker, who's also great in Rome.
Doesn't she just have like bad guy written on her forehead though the whole time?
Well, in Rome, she's like the bad girl. The
no,
villain.
but I'm saying like seriously, the whole time you're like, right, you're in on it.
She does kind of say that it was a bit premature. They definitely are some sort of terrorist type of organization, because I don't think she said it was the wrong thing to do. She just implied that it was too early for them to do that.
Yeah.
So who knows what the reasoning behind it is. I also like some of the interactions and discussions about race in the show, with the whole Taurons, calling them dirt eaters, and they're just like, you know, kind of
never trusted Tauron. I like that aspect too. I'm just fascinated to know what Zoe was up to, because you know she kind of like, she's got this whole apathetic teenage thing going, you know, where she's looking around at her friends in this virtual world, and she creates this virtual self that's going to somehow undo that. But how? I mean, that, like, I hope they follow up with that.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be one of those central themes that won't be revealed until the end of the series, maybe. That's my guess.
I think it's interesting, the social dynamics that they've set up. And so it's kind of like this idea of the people from Tauron, and they're hiding their identity, and they've had this, we hear about the Tauron uprising, and you know, they need, you know, education and food and these things. And then on Caprica, the upper crusty planet, and she's in the upper crusty of the upper crusty of the upper crusty, you know, her kind of angst is around the idea that her friends are in this lawless, moralless, empty world, this virtual reality, and that's created in part by her dad, and her life has no meaning, you know, and so that's what she's kind of like searching to bring the idea of connection and meaning back to her world.
Because she doesn't have any hardship or any type of struggle.
So she's almost going to seek struggle. Yeah. She's going to leave this empty reality and go to Gemini, where it's more real, you know what I mean, and have it. But it's very human. I think it's really true, because I think teenagers in this country often run away from home because they feel that emptiness. Yeah. You know what I mean? Kind of rich kid teenagers feel this emptiness or this disconnection. But one thing I was like, how come this boy went so far as to blow himself up? Because that's a really extreme act.
Yes, definitely.
That's an act that people in our world don't usually take unless it's extremely dire circumstances, desperate circumstances, you know. Which
they didn't seem to be in.
They didn't seem to be in that, and that is one thing that threw me off a little bit. Like, a suicide bombing doesn't usually happen just because you're an angsty teenager.
Yeah. Also, it didn't really get any message across.
Well,
really.
It didn't seem to yet, but me, again, so maybe this is something they're going to explore. One concern I have about the show, I am really excited about this show. I think it's the best pilot I've seen this season. But my concern is that the captains have left the ship. David Icke and Ronald Moore are not running the show, so I'm going to reserve judgment on Caprica until we're a few episodes in.
Yeah, definitely, because this is the best series pilot I've seen since Flash Forward, and Flash Forward took a nosedive
after that. And this is way better than Flash Forward, but its creators are now gone.
Yes.
You know, they're not driving it forward. So I'm cautiously hopeful about it.
Yeah.
I love this pilot. I hope it can continue in this vein.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, so that's what we thought of the Caprica series pilot, series premiere. You can post your comments on the website below.
Or on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the Think Hero YouTube account.
Or you can follow us on Twitter. Mine is @ThinkHero.
@JRossC.
All right, later.
Thanks.